Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Leo. Welcome to the bird section. Oh, so this is the one that I've been waiting on for a minute because let me just tell y'all, and my special guest is here. So just hold on for a second. I got him in the green room. I will be bringing him up soon. So just calm down, everybody. It's coming. But listen. This is the one I've been waiting on because, it was very difficult to, you're not supposed to look past the opponent that you have in front of you right now. But I'll be honest with you. I thought so low of the Dallas Cowboys that I called the game, the week 1 game, a tune-up game, which pissed them off. Okay. And I love pissing them off. Okay. It was awesome. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? CZ, what's good, big dog? You know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of fun, and it was great just making them mad. And the thing about it was so. And while you're here, folks, CZ, you know what to do. Hit that like button for your boy. Okay, I be needing. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. So I looked past the Cowboys because I really was looking at week 2 because we were playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and I was like, first of all, Cowboy fans hated it because by the time the Jerry Jones gave us so much content, so much material to rag on them about. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't. It wasn't by the time game time came, because Jerry gave us so much stuff over the summer that by the time it came for Dallas Hate Week, it wasn't just that much fun. It was like I was worn out. I was Dallas fan out. So I just started calling the game a damn tune-up game. And then guess what? It looked just like that, a tune-up game. And so, but I was really looking at week 2 because we have to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. And I figured, what better of a person to get on here than my man, Reggie Harris, who's actually in Kansas City. So before I go any further, because I'm getting excited, let me bring Reggie on up here. You know what I'm saying? There he is.
What's going on, my man?
Oh, Sookie.
Hey, my
Oh,
microphone working?
yeah, you're fine.
You hear? Can
Yeah,
you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you just fine. Yeah, you're good. Y'all hear this, right?
All right, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead. I just want to make sure the microphone was working, the sound was good. Y'all had everything loud and clear, just to set the mood and the tone. Thanks for having me on, by the way, brother. I appreciate that.
I see everybody. First of all, Philly John, what's good, big dog? Listen, let me give some background here, all right? Because I think it's important that you all know, like the circumstances that what we're dealing with here. 1 second, Reggie. 1 second, because this is,
I got you.
oh Lord have mercy. Okay, here's my issue, right? Here's my issue, y'all. First and foremost, the one thing that you all know, I'm heavy in the cannabis game, you know what I'm saying? And you all have already met my business partner, Eugene Monroe. Now you're meeting my other business partner, Reggie Harris. Okay. And what's funny, the dopest part about the cannabis game is it makes the strangest of bedfellows. You know what I'm saying? Cannabis has a way of bringing people from all sorts of backgrounds, ethnicities, everything, and you just happen to have common ground. This dude right here, okay? You know, Reggie is the CEO of the House of Kush, amongst other things, and was a former uh professional arena football, right? Yep, he was a general manager. So this man knows his stuff when it comes to football. Yeah, there they are, the brigade, the Kansas City Brigade. Okay, so I'm, like it's First of all, y'all already know how mean and terrible Eugene is and can be when it comes to shit talking. Well, this dude is on the same level. Okay. So, but all of you already know when it comes to the bird section, all are welcome. Okay. And bring it, and I figure this was a perfect time to bring the biggest shit talking Kansas City fan that I know, what I'm saying, who by default is via a Dallas Cowboy fan. So this dude is catching hell from a number of different angles. But I'll let him explain it to himself. Hey, Reggie, do me a favor. Tell the bird section a little bit about you, man, because they don't they
Yeah,
go ahead, man.
yeah. So that I figured you was gonna slip that cowboy thing in there because they like to do that to me here in Kansas City. Uh,
Oh.
I grew up in Florida before I moved to Kansas City, and it
Mm-hmm.
was during the time in the I was born in the 70s, so I was born during the time when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were barely relevant. They were an expansion team, and
Yeah, they had the ugly color, right?
yeah, they were wearing the orange, and
Yeah, the
they didn't
creamsicle.
win very much. They also didn't sell out very often. So
Mm.
NFL blackout rules actually used to mean something back then. So we had the Dallas Cowboys on every week. Every Sunday, we had to get the national game, and it was the Cowboys. So I grew up a Cowboys fan. That's
Mm-hmm.
what we saw every week,
Mm-hmm.
the Dolphins and the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in
Got it.
Central Florida, so I was a Cowboys fan. Um, Now, you did use that as a tune-up game last week. I'm glad you called it a tune-up game. Otherwise, you would be concerned with the final score and how close you allowed the Cowboys to play in that game.
Operative word allowed.
Because yeah, well, I mean, you get one of your best defensive players thrown out before he runs a play, that that lets the
Mm-hmm.
other team have a little bit of a shot, right? So I came up during the time when we had to watch the Cowboys, so I was a Cowboys fan, and they were America's team at that time.
Right, right, right.
Um, when Jimmy Johnson was there, I was also a fan because I grew up a Miami Hurricane fan, and I had a cousin that played at the University of Miami, uh, Ryan McNeil. He was a defensive back. If you watch the U, you'll see Ryan on the ESPN 30 for 30, the first version of the U. You'll see Ryan McNeil in there talking about the heyday of the Miami Hurricanes, and that
Right.
really was started by Jimmy Johnson.
Right. So you naturally followed Jimmy into Dallas. I get okay, okay. I'm starting to get
Yeah,
the chronology.
yeah. So when you look at football, though, and this is where that I've not been a huge Eagles fan for years because I was a Cowboy. Now with the Chiefs, I mean, I appreciate y'all giving us three Super Bowls because without Andy Reid, I don't know if we get there. So, I mean,
Well,
thank you.
but you know how I feel about that. I'm fine with it. I'm actually happy, and just to say, I did watch The Kingdom, and it did my heart good to see Andy smiling the way that I saw him smiling, especially when he was with his wife, considering the circumstances under which he left Kansas City and under the circumstances in which he arrived to Kansas City after what you all were dealing with. And real quick, shout out to Dr. Jen 1984. And what's good, CZ? Drew is in the building. Logan Motorsports, what's good, big dog? Bird Gang in the house. I bet he is a bandwagon fan. No, but we'll see. I'll let Reggie continue on telling you his backstory. This is the origin
Oh,
story.
no, I moved here in 1987. My first Kansas City Chiefs game, I kid you not, we went to the stadium 30 minutes before kickoff. My dad says, "Hey, you want to go catch the game?" And I'm thinking, man, it's opening day. There's no way we can get tickets. Bruh, we walked up to the box office and bought tickets 10 rows from the field at the 50-yard line, and there was nothing
Nobody.
but empty seats
Yup.
around us.
Yup. Who did they play?
Cleveland Browns.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Well, yeah. Nobody was at that game.
Cleveland Browns, opening day. All field goals scored that day. Nobody scored a touchdown.
Well, there you go. There you have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
So
have it.
bandwagon Chiefs fans are all over this town, and I always ask them, where were you in the late 80s with Frank Gans as the head coach when nobody was in this mug? Because I was sitting in the stadium, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, there was nobody. The joke used to be people would leave Chiefs tickets under your windshield wipers to try to get people to go to the game. That's the way it was in '87 and
Mm.
'88. And then Carl Peterson and Marty Schottenheimer came to town.
And
And
change
when they
things.
came to town, that's when Chiefs Kingdom was born. Uh, Carl Peterson came in, which I know Carl's got some connection to Philadelphia as well.
Yep.
There's a lot of crossing. But Carl came in and decided that he was going to make Arrowhead Stadium into a college game day atmosphere. So that's when tailgating just went through the roof. Carl came out and he encouraged tailgating and bringing your barbecue grills. And this is just going to be a big old party from start to finish, just to build the enthusiasm around the team. Team wasn't very good on the field,
Right.
but we could build this whole community around Chiefs football
Making
like
it a
we do
game
in
day
college.
experience.
Yeah, because your college
Got it.
team, you're a supporter of your college team whether they're winning or losing. That's your college.
Right. Yep.
He wanted to create that same type of following and mentality around the Kansas City Chiefs, and he did it. He was successful with it. Now they brought in some guys to start winning.
Mm-hmm.
That helped that process. They still weren't; those teams were not built to go to the Super Bowl. They were built to win enough games to get to the playoffs, and then once you got into the playoffs, anything could happen was the mentality. But they weren't
Mm-hmm.
built to win Super Bowls back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I then, to bring that full circle, when I became general manager of the Kansas City Brigade, I adopted a lot of the same philosophies that they used around the Chiefs in what we were doing with the brigade. My partners there, one of our partners was Neil Smith, former Kansas City Chief, uh, Chief
Wow.
Hall of Famer, should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but we'll talk about
Wow.
that on a different show. Um, Won two Super Bowls with the Donkeys, but he's still one of Kansas City's favorite sons. Still lives here now. Never left, even when he went and played in Denver. So we brought one of the guys from the glory years of the Chiefs, because this was, mind you, 20 years ago. So there
Mm-hmm.
was no Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid
Mm-hmm.
back then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think we were a better football team in 2006 than the Chiefs were. But that's where we came from, and where my love of the game came from. And I actually had the opportunity to meet with Carl Peterson on several occasions, and talk to him about his philosophies and what he wanted to do with the team, and how it worked and how it developed. So,
Is that how you got in with the? Is that how you got in with the the Kansas City Chiefs Alumni Association? Like
mhm.
that was where your connection actually began.
Right.
Got
So
it.
I started, well, my first pro sports client ever. I've
Wait a
done
minute,
just
my
about
man
everything.
CZ says, "Damn, I thought he was in the Hall of Fame." And shout out to
Yeah.
Linda Conyers and everybody in the building. Please, if you haven't already, y'all know what to do. Tip your boy and hit that like button. And if you are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, you are wrong. Hit that subscribe button too. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, like these types of interviews and everything like that. This is the stuff we us Eagles fans have been waiting for, because we love to be able to talk directly to Kansas City Chiefs fans. So, you know, I'm like, Reggie, my audience is heavy into this. Okay, the chat
Good.
is going wild right now. You know what I'm saying? And Logan Motorsport said, "Damn, he a real fan." So he signed
Yeah,
off. He
man.
co-signed it.
Yeah, I was here during the Todd Blackledge days, man. If you can remember
Damn,
that.
you
Yeah,
aging yourself now. You dating yourself,
yeah,
bro.
I know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Most people don't even know he played in the NFL because he was in and out that quick. But
Damn.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. He's a good dude, man. He's
uh,
a nice guy. Better in the broadcast booth than behind center, but
wait a
that's
minute.
another.
My man Logan Motorsport says, I ask a question for your friend. What team does he hate?
Ooh, man, that's tough. Raiders is what always comes out.
Yeah, it's got to be a divisional rival. Yeah,
Yeah, can't stand the Raiders. They
yeah.
just they chap my hide just because of who they are, how they play the game. Chiefs have beat up on them so much in recent time that it really doesn't bother you that
So y'all must
much.
be like the Patriots to them.
Yeah, now see, now you got to go bring up the Patriots, and that would be the second one that I would call out, and not because of the obvious of, oh man, I can't stand Tom Brady. I've got more respect for Tom Brady than just about any other football player because of what he was able to achieve and his talent.
Absolutely.
Um, but that organization just makes your skin crawl. But
Hey, they beat us in the Super Bowl, and then we had to get that revenge game and get them back.
yeah, man, I can't. Now, growing up a Cowboys fan, it was Washington that I couldn't stand back then, uh,
Mm.
and I still have a hard time watching Washington be successful.
Hmm.
But Raiders are still going to be number one on the. Can't stand them guys. Love to see them down. Even when they have some success, you love to watch them Raider it up. Which, quite honestly, I thought the Chargers were going to Charger it up last Friday, but yeah. So
Well, I mean, well, you did yourself no favors or justice here, putting on that 57 jersey. I mean, sweatshirt. It's just not. Okay, fuck you.
yeah,
Yeah, motherfuckers, hold
yeah.
my ass. Whatever. Anywho.
I just want you to remember we got a couple of them here.
Well, I bet you I've been there. Yeah, Linda Kyer says Steve Bono played on those teams. He is from my husband's hometown, Norristown, Pennsylvania. Okay, Linda, I see you. And
There you go.
my man CZ said Christian Okoye, Barry Word,
Yes, sir.
the Nigerian Nightmare. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
So
So Steve
you know
Atwater
what?
put a hit on his ass, and that
Oh
shit.
yeah, he did. You know what was funny about those teams? That was back when the Chiefs would always get the 49ers leftover quarterback. We got Steve DeBerg,
Yup.
we got
Montana,
Bono
Bono. Yup.
and Montana
Montana. Yup.
and Elvis Gerbach, all former all
Yup.
former 49ers before
Yeah,
they
that's
came
right.
over to
Elvis.
fight for the Chiefs.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. You know what? I never made that connection.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Shoddy Senior knew what he was doing when he was bringing
Yeah.
in those
Oh yeah.
guys. Yeah. That was all Shoddy Senior.
Yeah. Yeah. He went and truth be told, when this most recent change after Schottenheimer, after you had Vermeil
Mm-hmm.
and ownership changed and they started bringing in new blood, they tried to go back to the formula, but they used the Patriots then. That's why they went and got Matt Castle
Yep.
and they brought Scott Pioli from the
Yep.
from the
Scott Pioli.
Patriots,
Yep.
and they tried to get that winning formula and have it just transfer over. Didn't work so well. But thank you, Eagles, because it did work when we came and got y'all's head coach.
Hey, Again, under the circumstances, you're welcome.
Yeah,
That's the only.
and
This the only. It's the only organization that I don't have a problem with saying that to, just because of the circumstances. And if folks don't know what I mean by when I say circumstances, Eagle fans, you guys remember when Andy was in his last year here. Remember when his son passed away during training camp? He was Michael Vick's roommate at Lehigh, and it was just a bad thing. And then around that same time, or just before then, um, and I said I think I felt like he needed a change of scenery, so it was good for him and his
yeah,
family to get up out of here. But at the same time, there was a Kansas City Chiefs player who murdered his daughter's mom and drove up to the Kansas City Chiefs training facility. And at the time, Romeo Crennel was the head coach at that time,
yeah.
and he drove up to the training facility for Kansas City Chiefs, and he shot himself in the head in front of Romeo Crennel. He said, "Thank you for everything you've done for me, coach." And Romeo was trying to talk him down and like, "Don't do this. You ain't got to do this." And he offed himself right in front of Romeo Crennel, and that was, I think that was a straw that broke the camel's back for Romeo as well, because he was gone after that. I don't think there was no really coming back. That was pretty traumatic, and so I just always looked at the marriage between the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid as two entities with a serious great cloud over each other, and they needed a change of everything. So when they won their first Super Bowl against the Patriots, I wasn't really all that mad. I was more happy for Andy than anything, and I kind of looked at Kansas City winning the Super Bowl the same way I looked at the New Orleans Saints winning the Super Bowl after Hurricane Katrina. In my mind, I was like, if there's ever like when New Orleans won the Super Bowl after Katrina, I kept saying, you know what? Even though it's not my team, if there was ever a city that could actually use a boost like winning the Super Bowl, damn it, I'm happy for New Orleans. So I was genuinely happy for New Orleans when they won the Super Bowl. And so it was the same sentiment when the Kansas City Chiefs won their first Super Bowl. Now, after that shit, I was like, motherfuckers, it's enough now. One's enough, and sure enough, y'all went on a run, you know what I'm saying? And so,
Went, still on it,
mm, mm,
still on it.
mm.
It's not over yet.
Okay, you know what? So let's dive right into it then. Enough with the
Yeah,
pleasantries, right? We've done enough of the pleasantries. We were nice to each other. We've been nice the whole 9 yards,
yeah.
And I swear to God, y'all, I wish y'all could be in our staff meetings on Mondays. We actually call our staff meetings Victory Monday.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Guess who had the only victory?
Well, we don't want to talk about that.
Let's get right
Yeah.
into
I
it.
was actually surprised you didn't bring it up yesterday that you had the only victory of the weekend.
you,
But
you know what? You know why? Because everything that we talked about on Monday, if you think about it, how long did our Victory Monday staff meeting go? Because it was so much shit that we had to work
yeah,
through.
true.
I
True.
it like football sort of kind of took a back seat the pretty much the entire time, because you had me
Yeah,
screaming and yelling like, "What the fuck? Are you serious? What kind of shit is this? No, no.
yeah,
What's this report? What?
yeah,
How much
yeah.
would it expect? $1 million? And you're
Yeah.
losing?
And that was just what I wanted to spend on my Tyreek Hill jersey. So imagine what the rest of the conversation was.
Bruh, I was so listen, y'all. I like I said, it's I think I'm starting to have fun. One of the reasons why I'm starting to have so much fun with this channel and doing this with everybody. One, I'm meeting a lot of cool people. You know, the say oh wait a minute. Andy Logan said Andy Reid choked with us in the big games, but he won a chip in KC. Yep. After Sunday, KC will be 0-2. You know, CZ says Logan, as long as Jackson isn't up against Hollywood Brown. talking about Adoree Jackson having to play. Is Hollywood going to be ready? I don't think he's
Hollywood's
playing.
good. No, Hollywood's good.
Really?
Yeah. Here's a
Okay.
stat for you.
Uh-oh. Here
I
we
don't know if
go.
this is a positive stat or not, but here's the stat of the week. The wide receiver that received the most targets this past opening weekend in the NFL,
Mm.
Hollywood Brown.
I was about to say, is it Hollywood Brown? And he wasn't
Yeah,
catching them, right?
he had 16 targets,
Yeah. How many catches?
10.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's not bad, actually. That's not
Yeah,
bad.
well, yeah, we'll break that down further, but yeah, he's good. The rest of the receiving core, we got some
Worthy is
issues.
out. My man CZ said Worthy is out.
Yeah, so there he's listed as questionable right now, but he had a separated shoulder,
Mm.
which comes with a torn labrum. So that thing's going to have to be repaired at some point. They're hoping it can be done after the season, but when you have that injury, you're going to have to get the swelling down. You got to get your mobility back, and you can wear a brace and play through it potentially.
But do you want
But
to? I mean,
Worthy is a buck 65 soaking wet playing in the NFL.
uh,
If he does play, he is not going over the middle ever, and your
mm,
range of motion could be limited with
mm,
that as well.
mm.
So we'll see. They're being very coy as to what the prognosis is and how quickly he'll be back. So I'd say
Man,
best case scenario, 2-3 weeks.
yeah.
Worst
I
case, he'll come back about the same time as we get Rice back.
So we won't be seeing them. We won't be seeing them on Sunday.
No,
I only,
no, I
I,
don't.
I only care about Sunday. You know.
Yeah, I don't see how that's possible.
Yeah. Well, see well, I got a stat for you. One game suspension, $57,000, and the game that he got kicked out of is the actual one game suspension since he got kicked out before the first snap. And that's Jalen Carter is playing. That's the new update as of today. The NFL says, okay, we're going to take a game check, and and we'll consider time served since you got ejected from the game when you did.
And all around Kansas City, I thought I was watching Good Times because all I heard was "damn, damn,
Damn,
damn."
damn. I wanted to know,
Uh,
like, yeah, what was the talk? What was the talk? And then we know what what was they saying?
oh, everybody was going. He's got to get suspended. He's got to at least get one game. So they're going to be without him this weekend, which helps the pass rush because that is the concern of the Chiefs' offensive line is pass rush. We
Mm,
can run block. Pass rush gets a little shaky. That's why you need 15 running around back there.
mm-hmm,
So the hope was, the talk was, hey, this guy's got to get suspended at least one game, which he did.
mm.
Just didn't think that next step of making it be the one that he didn't play last week, which be careful, Eagle fans, because now they go start saying that y'all are paying the referees in the NFL to win. If you win this weekend, there's going to be a whole conspiracy theory about how he shouldn't have been playing because he should have been suspended.
He
But
was.
I'll hold that till after the game.
Yeah, but he was suspended. He was suspended again.
Man, come on, come
It
on.
was he didn't play a snap, not one snap. You know what I'm saying? And he lost the
That
game check.
all right. That's his fault. He should have
It,
lost another game.
I don't. You want a 2 game suspension, a multiple
No,
game suspension.
he was there in uniform. His actions cut his game short. The fact that it was before the first offensive play was ran should not factor into that equation. That's my argument.
But if you didn't, but all right, I get cut short, but it wasn't even cut short. It never even got started. It, it,
But
it,
whose
it
fault was that?
no,
That
but what
was
I'm
his
saying
fault.
is like you count that as the game because he didn't, you know what I'm saying? Blue Pill.
I
What's
get
up,
your
Blue
argument.
Pill? Blue Pill's a Cowboys fan. Blue Pill says Chiefs fans hoping for other things to happen so they can win, show how they feel about their team.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, I'm telling you, my audience, my chat is they be on one. And listen, guys, again, if you haven't already, please keep hitting that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. But go ahead, man, because
I'm gonna
hey,
tell
you
you.
see my people's
Hey,
come.
since Mahomes has been the starting quarterback in Kansas City, they have only lost twice in the month of September, one season. You realize that? Since 2018, we've only lost two games in the month of September once.
Okay, see, I could tell you got some cowboy origin in you because now now you're throwing out data to as a comfort. You know what I'm saying? You let me
Yeah,
ask you something.
I can't help it. History and facts are on our side, and the Eagles are hoping and wishing and praying.
Wait a minute, because I need to be able to distinguish between what you really think or you just digging at me right now. So I'm assuming that was a dig. No way, Reggie. You were a former GM. Are you seriously telling me that the thought of with the state of affairs with your team, injuries and all, body language, it don't look like nobody getting along with each other. You know what I'm saying? Travis Kelsey is throwing punches in practice and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Trevor's
Pat,
always throw punches in
listen,
practice.
listen. Shit is so different in Kansas City. Patty went and got him a haircut. Now he's starting to look his age. He look older now. He don't even look like a little. He ain't got the mohawk thing going on. He got a straight up,
Right.
fresh cut, looking like a grown adult now. You know what I'm saying? Scott
Yeah.
B, what's good, buddy? So I'm like my thought process is that with everything that are you telling me that history are you at the point now where you're just relying on history and data to get you through week two? Like you think that's what's going to really?
So if you were to actually look at this game on paper,
Okay.
if you break the matchups down on paper, and you
Mm-hmm.
look at who's healthy, you look at the strengths and weaknesses of the team, it doesn't look much different than it did the week going into the Super Bowl, does it?
No, well, yeah, it's a week two game. Yeah, everybody's sus. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're going into week two. It's early in the season. It's an Arrowhead home opener, which we did lose a home opener to Detroit a couple of years ago. But that was coming off of a Super Bowl win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they will be there. They will give you their best shot. If they were the only two that I had to rely on, Chiefs win this game 38-20. Unfortunately, they're not the only two that we have to rely on. But if that's the score that I would tell you is going to happen this weekend if it was just left up to Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Chiefs 38, Eagles 20, and Nick Sirianni is flipping off the crowd this time as he's going up the tunnel because y'all lost instead of got lucky because we had Kadarius no hands Tony.
Yeah. Yeah. So here, got you. But my thought process is let's look at the other side of the tape. You know what I'm saying? We're coming off of a Super Bowl win, in convincing fashion. You know, we beat the shit out of y'all, man. I'm not even gonna front. That was crazy. That was the game was over in the third quarter. You didn't even cross the 50-yard line until the middle of the third quarter, right? You
Right.
know, and the only reason why it was 40-23 was because you scored a couple of garbage time type of touchdowns.
Wow. Wow.
you, bro. Listen. I heard a Kansas City Chiefs fan player say, "I knew it was bad when in the Super Bowl we scored a touchdown against the backups when the Eagles backups was in. That's when I knew the game was over." Now, what you're telling me is that you're going to face that same team with its full
Yep.
complement of weapons, plus some new toys. Zadarius Toney. I don't think we're going to see Tank Bigsby. We acquired Tank Bigsby earlier today, and so
I saw that. What's up with that?
Will Shipley broken ribs,
Ah,
so yeah, he's probably going to end up on IR maybe, but when you think about that running back room we got now, Saquon Barkley, AJ Dillon, and now Tank Bigsby, you know, I've been trying to tell people we are woo, you know what I'm saying? It's,
oh, come
I,
on,
it's,
man. You think that matches up to Pacheco and Kareem Hunt?
wait a minute. You think it don't? Like you literally just said that like you really think that our running back room doesn't match up to your running back room?
So that was sarcasm, bro. We don't have a running back room.
Yeah, that's why I'm like sitting there like, huh? You notice how
Yeah,
things is going right over my head, right?
no, that was the fan trash talk. Yeah, we don't have a running back room, bro. Here in Kansas City, we don't believe running backs are necessary to win.
As long as you got
They're,
Patrick Mahomes.
they're luxury items. You
Oh
don't
my
need them.
god. Oh my
You don't need
god.
them.
Oh my
They're
god. Hold on.
nice, but you
Got
don't
got a
need them.
special person here. Put that down. Put that down. Watch where you step in. Somebody's got to step in and say hi. You know what I'm saying? Say hi, Mr.
There's my
Reggie.
man.
Hi, Mr. Reggie.
There is my man. How are you?
Good.
All right.
Good.
All right. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to the chat.
Hi, chat.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sit down.
Y'all
Go.
might need
Watch your step.
Langston
Watch
in
your
the
step.
game this weekend, man. Might need to teach y'all some of them karate moves instead of spitting on people. Just saying.
You heard what he said? He said that we're going to need you to suit up and teach people. No, for the game. For the game. He about to go put the uniform on now, man. No, we talking about for the game, man. For the game, not now. He's trash talking. He's a Chiefs fan. He's trash talking. Yeah. Don't pay him no mind.
So, boo, your team.
He said, "Boo your team, man." Yeah, man. Boo your team, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. So yeah, y'all, running backs are toys in Kansas City. We don't put much value or stock in a running game at all.
mm,
Uh, Now, you wouldn't think that being in Kansas City, you would think cold weather in the winters, you need a run game and ground it out, but that's how good Mahomes is. He's taken that to such a level that we don't need running backs. We need somebody that can get us those tough short yardage because Mahomes is not going to do a quarterback sneak. He ain't did a quarterback sneak since he hurt his knee. What was that? 5 years ago, 6 years
yeah.
ago, doing a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and his kneecap went up. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
man Eagles Drew has a question for you. He says, the last three times we played Kansas City, Jalen has outplayed Mahomes and the defense. Can he elaborate, please? Hey, he's got a point. The last three times we did face y'all, you won. We won two out of the three. We played y'all twice in the Super
yeah.
Bowl and once in the regular season, and Jalen Hurts did outplay Patty.
Like I said, Hurts did not outplay him at Arrowhead.
That was an ugly game. Yeah, I remember.
He didn't outplay him at Arrowhead. We had stone hands as wide receivers. Hurts only threw. I looked it up earlier. I think he only threw for 150 yards in that game.
Yeah, he only threw for
So
150 yards last week too.
yeah, yeah.
You know.
Now again, if you playing like that, I won't disagree with you though. In the two Super Bowls that they have faced off, Hurts was the better quarterback on the field.
Hmm.
Absolutely was. In fact, if Hurts doesn't fumble the ball in the first half of that first Super Bowl,
Yeah,
we're having a different conversation.
yeah. For
completely
sure.
different conversation
For
because you
sure.
probably have two
If that
wins.
field wasn't wet, we're having a much different conversation.
Yeah,
Get it?
yeah.
You
You
guys were on that
probably,
field, but y'all had more experience on that field being fucked up than we did. And in fact, you guys even put in a complaint with the league about that field earlier in the year and the year
yep,
before. So,
yep.
you guys were much more prepared for that than we were. But that was a goon squad. And they wanted to tear Patrick Mahomes up.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Hertz may have outperformed Mahomes in those games. I realize this last Super Bowl was an anomaly and it was a blowout. But that first one, it was just a team win. It was a great team win. The defense
Mm-hmm.
played for the Chiefs. They balled out. Mahomes played well enough to win the game. He
Mm-hmm.
got it together and willed his way in there. So the better overall quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. When the lights come up and in big moments, Hertz has shown that he can show up and he can take the big moments. He
Yep.
has proven that.
Yep.
However, he has not come into Kansas City into Arrowhead Stadium when everybody, including the usher, has a chip on their shoulder wanting payback. He ain't seen that kind of heat yet.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll see that heat on Sunday either. You're not
Oh, he will.
you're not equipped for that. You're not equipped to dispense that type of revenge. You would have to wait till you see us in the Super Bowl again to get to exercise those demons. I understand you guys got some serious demons because that ass kicking happened in front of everybody on primetime TV in the biggest game of the year, and it was Pat didn't look like himself at all. He matter of fact, Patrick Mahomes in that Super Bowl looked like Patrick Mahomes in Week 1,
Ooh.
right? Same score, 23. Both you only scored 23 points last weekend. You only scored 23 last time. Prior to last weekend, the last time we saw you, only scored 23 points. That was like what 7 months ago.
Wow. Yeah, but here's the thing. Worthy gets knocked out in the first drive of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have your guy you built the offense around for Friday night.
Right,
Now, the defense didn't come to play because they didn't stop Herbert. That
like
was your
they didn't.
big
Yeah,
issue.
yeah, they didn't stop us either. They only stopped Saquon.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
you
Well,
you like when you describe Week 1, it sounds like you're talking about this. I can't tell the difference between Week 1 and the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, like, damn, y'all picked up right where y'all left off at 7 months ago.
yeah, I don't think the secondary is as strong for the Chiefs right now as it was in the Super Bowl. We'll see on Sunday, but there's some holes, there's some weaknesses in this team. But what you guys should be worried about
Mm.
is the fact that the Chiefs did lose that game to the Chargers. If the Chiefs win that game, they're not nearly as concerned. They're feeling good. We're on our revenge tour. It's time for us to go back and get what's ours. And everybody counted us out. And here we are ready to run it back.
But wasn't that
That's what the
supposed to be?
narrative would have been.
Well, isn't that what this narrative like? Wasn't that what it was supposed to be? Opening weekend. We're back.
Man,
You just
everybody,
reminded her.
I'm telling you, around this town, yeah, we were playing the Chargers on Friday. Everybody's talking about the Eagles.
Oh, so y'all were looking past the Week 1 opponent.
There
I
was
understand though. I
yeah, the
understand.
chatter in this town was Eagles week 2 home opener. Yeah, we go down to South America and now we're not just America's team, we're the world's team. We're Kansas City Chiefs. So we're gonna go down there because we are the world's team and we're gonna put on a nice show and maybe we can get Taylor to sing the national anthem while she's down there. She
Tay
didn't go.
Tay.
She ended up not going.
Yep.
but that was it was an extended vacation while playing football. That was a marketing trip for the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
yeah.
And then the season starts when the Eagles come into Arrowhead.
Well,
That was
there's
that
also
was the way the narrative was.
and mind you, I get it because the emotions are high. You know what I'm saying? That was an embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? Um, Blue Pill says, "Boo that man, Chiefs. You've had your days. Eagles turn now. If my my man Eagles Drew said, yeah, if my aunt had balls, she would be my uncle."
Oh
I
wow!
love my crew. My crew is here to represent. My crew came in here ready to represent. Okay, so uh, look,
So
you guys got some serious demons to exercise. You're shorthanded. You know what I'm saying? You're not at full capacity. You're still not playing Chiefs football yet because it's only week 2. Things to clean up. 3.5 weeks after the kingdom comes out. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm still mad at you, man. I'm still mad at you.
everybody, listen, if you haven't done so yet, go on to Disney Plus
Yep.
or Hulu, right? And
Uh,
whatever, right? They ain't paying me. So
yeah.
find The Kingdom, the documentary. Just like how the Cowboys, damn, you can't catch a break. Just like how the Cowboys came up with their own Netflix documentary and had a shitty ass summer and everything. The Chiefs came up with their own documentary because they spent the year, on that path they called the three-peat and everything. And you and I had a couple
Yeah.
of conversations about that. And I like, can you tell the chat what we were like? What was the talk like in Kansas City when y'all were waiting for the kingdom to come out?
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell this part, and then I'm gonna go back to blowing y'all up because I do think the Chiefs go win this weekend. But I'm gonna
You
still
do?
I give, oh yeah. But I'm gonna give you your props. Uh, so the question on talk radio and the fan base on the 5 o'clock evening news was
Mm,
how is this 6-part series going to be put together with the nightmare that
yeah,
we all know it ends with?
yeah. I think I
Because
asked
the
you.
whole thing, and I said this to you, Leo, beforehand, before the game last Friday night. I said this to you. My concern about the season was the whole mantra of the Chiefs last season was around this three-peat, to the point to where NFL was documenting it as if it were a foregone
On
conclusion.
conclusion, like it was.
It
Yeah,
was already done, to the
yeah,
point where you
that's
you
true.
sat there and you were supposed to be following this historic ride to the three-peat, and then they lost. But here's the problem with that. When they lost, you still got this 6-part series covering the Kansas City Chiefs. We didn't have a 6-part series to cover the Eagles. So you already announced this is coming out. You've already got premieres scheduled. We had a big red carpet premiere for the series where the Chiefs, after camp broke
Mm,
and Final Cut Down was coming the weekend before Final Cut Down, the Chiefs had the big red carpet event, and you got all the players and front office and media. And I mean, it was just pomp and circumstance as if they won the game.
mm-hmm.
So this is why I say I'm mad at you, because I refused to watch it getting
Mm-hmm.
ready for the season. And you kept telling me about how they portrayed it. So I went back and I only watched episode 6, which
Yep,
basically covered the Super Bowl.
yep.
Um, I, I blocked out a whole lot of the Super Bowl. That's why I'm mad at you, because I was living
You had to
with the
relive it all.
blinders of when that game ended that Sunday night, I've not looked at the stats of the game. I've not looked at highlights of the game. I have not seen a single thing on that game
Mm,
until last weekend
mm.
when I got up and watched episode 6.
I
And
I I skipped straight to. I went straight to episode 6 too. I just wanted to know. I didn't
yeah,
care about anything
and they did
else.
a good job in how they portrayed it. I mean,
They
they
did.
still set it up very well and they told a good story. And then the Eagles just came in and crashed the party. And uh, very well done, though. Eagles fan will probably enjoy episode 6 better than Chiefs fans because it
Mm-hmm.
gave us PTSD. But
Mm-hmm.
um, it was a well done documentary. Having said all of that, though, this is a brand new season,
Mm-hmm.
and you still got some dogs in Kansas City, and as long as we have 15 and 87, we got a shot. And I know y'all go trash talk on 87 here in a minute, and we'll get to my issues with 87, but in big games, well, let me back up because he didn't show up in the Super Bowl.
Right. I was just about to say, yeah. What about big games? I'm sitting here like this has got to be the best. This is the best interview ever because my guest really has no like. It's hard. It's very difficult to speak. You see what I'm saying? You can't really talk shit.
That's why you go lose though. That's why you're gonna lose. I just watched this with the Chiefs on Friday. Chiefs lost to the Chargers on Friday because in their minds there was no way possible Chargers are gonna come in. Andy Reid's had all off season to get this team
Mm,
prepared. We've had all training camp.
mm,
Everybody's talking about this down the field passing, and we're going to return to the best offense the Chiefs have had in 4 years, and we're go take the top off, and we're going. Nobody was talking about, yeah, that Justin Herbert kid. He may struggle in the playoffs, but regular season games, Herbert's not the reason that the Chargers lose. That's not why they lose to the Chiefs. I don't know if you looked at this and you probably noticed this is partly the GM and me. I do
mm,
live on stats.
mm.
Uh, do you realize Chiefs had won 17 straight one score games coming into Friday night? 17 until last Friday night. Do you know how hard that is to maintain?
I do, but that don't scare me. That means nothing to me. That means
But it
nothing to me.
should, because these guys are able to play games to where it comes down to who's going to execute that last 3 minutes of the game.
If I was if I was a fan of any other team, I would give that credence. But you do realize you guys got to face Jalen Carter. This is first game coming off of some shit that happened with Dak. He's gonna fuck y'all up. He gonna take he's gonna take off what he gonna take out on Patrick and that O line what he couldn't do to Dak. You know what I'm saying? FJMH says Dak is not a winner in the big game. He hasn't been a come from behind QB in a long, long time. Donald says, "What up, Leo? We are going to belt to ass the Chiefs again. Fly Eagles fly." Hey, I've been trying to tell him. If FJ and MH says if CD Lamb isn't catching the ball, a good QB finds somewhere else to go with the ball to win. You know what? That's I just referencing back because
Right.
CD, those drops was major. But the thing that
They were
struck me was they kept going back to CD, and you got George Pickens, and Cowboy fans was talking all kinds of shit to me about George Pickens. He was only targeted like 4 times. I think he only had like 3 catches. He only had 30 yards.
Yeah, I was surprised at that.
Yeah, just
I
like
thought Pickens was going to be much more involved in the game plan than he was.
it's the same. It was the same wonderment when it came to AJ Brown and Devontae Smith too. You know, like
Yeah.
and Cowboy fans think that it's because their DBs were playing so well. No, something's up. You know what I'm saying? Something was up. I don't like. Come on now, both Devontae and AJ. You know, like no.
Well,
You know,
well, and can you break that down for me? Why weren't they more involved? That's why I say you guys let the Cowboys hang around last week
yeah.
because the big weapons and the explosive Eagles offense that could have been. I mean, it had moments, but that was not
I think
that was
the
not the Eagles offense that destroyed the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'll say that
no.
much.
I think I believe that number one, it was the first game, first time the ones from the offense and the ones from the defense actually even played. They didn't play in the preseason at all. Okay, and then the extra delay, the rain delay, because that was like
Right.
over an hour. And so I think, because if we didn't have that rain delay, we had just recovered the fumble from Miles Sanders, and I was feeling like in my mind, I was like, oh shit, it's about to go down. I felt like the momentum had swung and we were about to start busting their asses. But then you had like over an hour, something long rain delay. And I don't think none of those guys on both teams could actually really get back up there again. It was just a matter of, who wanted it more, and you and I both know championship teams figure out a way to make it happen and make it win, and you know how Jalen is, keep the main thing the main thing. And so that was what it was. And if you look at what Nick Sirianni's saying is for this year. Last year was you can't be great without the greatness of others. This year it's contribution over credit. And so there hasn't been any talk of hooping and hollering. You didn't see AJ reading a book and going off and everything like that. I heard I saw Lane Johnson do an interview with Emmanuel Acho and Shady McCoy, and he had just gotten in the truck from practice or whatever, and the way he characterized it was, he said, man, that was the weirdest game ever. Not like nobody knew like what to make of it. Like what he was like, I've had delays, but damn, not like that, especially in the pros. So I get it, So I think it was just an anomaly. I think you guys are going to get the full effect of AJ and Devontae, but I do think that regardless, I do, and I also think that the play calling was a bit questionable too because they just kept trying to run the ball. And when I look at this acquisition of Tank Bisbee along with AJ Dillon, I think that the plan for the whole season is to run the ball. We're just going to run it down everyone's throat. Now that you know what we're going to do, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. That's that. It's if the blueprint, if everybody is using Kansas City's blueprint like Dallas did, then I think AJ and Devontae and Dallas, even Jalen are they're gonna eat. Jalen was the one who ate last weekend, on a really fucked up game one, to start the season, but I just think that was an anomaly. But I don't think that you guys are actually going to win this game. You're just not like personnel wise, you're just not equipped to be able to handle like this
Oh,
this
wow.
this
Wow.
not yet, you know what I'm saying.
Come on.
Yeah, you like I really think like, and the best part about it is that we're going to Arrowhead in September and not November or December, so that's one of the things I'm most thankful for. I'm not excited about seeing Buffalo in December.
Yeah. Now I realize you did not see it in the one game sample size, but this is the healthiest that D line has been in a long time.
Weren't you missing
Yeah.
somebody for the Super Bowl? The left guard, your right guard.
Yeah, we're coming. Well, no, that's on offense. I'm talking defense.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, defense. We've not had Karlothus, Aminihu, Chris Jones, we've not had them at full strength this early in the season. Those guys have not played together. They were together in at the end of the year, but guys were tired and banged up and all that type of stuff. You have not seen those guys play together yet. When they come on Sunday, you go have Mike Dana, you go have Amenahu, you go have Chris Jones, you go have Karlaftis. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Okay, so again, mm-mm, it's not working. Sorry, I'm trying, but it's not working. You know, doesn't worry me. Look at that O line. Do you know you see our O line? You see who we
Yeah,
got on our O line? You know, we got like a bunch of Pro Bowlers on our O line. You know, we got a mind you, we're
we got a future Hall of Famer in Chris Jones.
we got a future Hall of Famer in Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but he can't block for himself.
We got a future Hall of Famer in Lane Johnson. Jordan Mailata is probably gonna make a case by the when it's all said and done. Landon Dickerson is. Cam
Wow.
Jurgens probably will. You know, what? You know,
I mean,
Saquon. You know what I'm saying?
Saquon, the rest of
Yeah.
them dudes will be in the Eagles Hall of Fame.
You don't think Saquon gonna make it into the Hall of Fame
Saquon will,
as an Eagle? You don't think Lane Johnson gonna make it into the Hall of Fame?
maybe,
He is. He's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
maybe.
Okay. You
Not
don't
now
think
that he's got his rings. Yeah,
with the trajectory that Jalen Hurts is going? You know what I'm saying? You don't think he'll make it into the Hall of Fame?
yeah. I don't know
He's on
about
a Hall of
Jalen yet.
Fame pathway right now.
Yeah, I
You
don't know
know.
about Jalen yet.
Yeah. Oh, I think I said this. You know, this is gonna piss some Cowboy fans off, but I told some Cowboys fans that when it's all said and done, and Jalen decides to walk away from the game, we'll probably have caught the Cowboys in a number of Super Bowls.
Oh,
Yeah, we're at two, so I think we'll get three more out of them. Yep,
wow.
I do think
You
that.
think so?
Yeah,
You think you
yep.
gonna get three more with
I think
Jalen?
we're gonna get three more out of them. You know, I think we're gonna do the. I know we're gonna win the Super Bowl again this year. You know, and I think we're going to do next year. I think we're going to do what y'all were trying to get accomplished last year, the
Oh,
three-peat.
you already think. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you smoke some of our product before you came on, or while you doing the show?
So while you bullshitting, I did. So my carry on, I was pulling
Yeah,
some stuff out, and I found some red velvet.
Red Velvet?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
high as hell right now. You know what
I,
I'm
I, I, yeah, yeah, yeah. I could tell. I could tell with that tape.
saying?
Yeah,
uh,
I mean,
Coyote. Got my man Coyote in here. AJ still hurt with hamstring. Smitty had no excuses. They wasn't getting open. Hurts carried the offense. He was good. Eagles did enough to win, but that secondary needs to cover better, or it could get interesting. That's a very big, bold claim. Leo knows if it don't happen, I'm here for him. So I was on a content creators page right before the Super Bowl named
okay.
Mark Holmes, and
Yeah.
he talks big shit. Okay, and I said to him, and he was like, what's your prediction, Leo? And I said, hey, I said Mark, and I said you can clip this, you can record it. And he was like, go ahead, say it. I said, okay. I said, not only are we going to win the Super Bowl, but we're going to repeat and we're going to threaten to three-peat. And he did the little sound, oh shit sound effect, or what
Yeah,
have you.
come
So
on.
I've been on the hook for this since last February. You know what I'm saying? So
You on the
I
record?
am, yeah. So I am, right now I'm one. I've accomplished one out of the three. We win the Super Bowl. That's two out of three. We win a third Super Bowl, then even if we threaten, then that's three out of three. And I'm feeling like a prophet right now.
Well, I tell you what, if you get the second one, then we'll talk.
Yeah, that's
We'll
that's
talk.
what everyone is saying. But these
Yeah,
folks here, just
we'll
like
talk.
you got to remember, I was on a Cowboys content create, a Cowboys channel. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
know, but I'm trying to figure out how Jalen go get three more when Mahomes got three more left in him.
Uh,
I'm not sure how they go play that much longer.
Hey man, like right now, I tell you this much. His binky looks like he's I got one eye on what his brother's doing, and his brother looks like he's having a ball in retirement, and he's getting ready to get married to one of the richest entertainers in the world. You know what I'm saying? His body can't, his body's getting beat up and everything like that. I'm like, he's
What are you talking about? Kelsey says he's in the best shape of his career.
Yeah, well, when does a football player actually admit that they got one eye on retirement? They don't. You know what I'm saying? I think that this is 87's last year. I
Yeah, I think
think.
when we win the Super Bowl, he'll walk off with
Mm,
Lombardi, and he'll call it quits.
okay, okay. When you
Yeah,
win when the Chiefs win,
it-
listen, if
yeah,
it look this 02 start that you guys are about to experience, it could snowball really fast. Okay. And if you're not careful, before you know it, you'll be 2-9. And like, the playoffs is not something that you'd be looking at, like you'd be considering. You might be thinking about,
wow.
draft pick, like draft positioning at that point. I think that's going to be your biggest concern by the end of the season is, where you picking at, because you guys have been picking last, what I'm saying, the last few years. So this will be a chance to really retool up, what I'm saying. Just, I think what the Eagles did last February was they just gave the league the blueprint on how to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. A la, look at what the Chargers did last weekend. The Chargers defense looked like the Philadelphia Eagles defense in the Super Bowl. If you think
There's
about it.
some pass rush issues. Jawan Taylor is an issue. Um, I'm still not sure the rookie that they just got from Ohio State. I'm not real sure yet. You got
Mm-hmm.
a sample size of one game.
Mm-hmm.
He held his own, but it's one game. Those guards have not shown that they are great pass blockers, but they are, which is weird because you say they're good run blockers. Chiefs only ran the ball 10 times Friday
That's a
night.
very small sample size before I could say you're a good run
Yeah.
blocking team. Yeah.
And I'm taking Mahomes' rushes out of that. I'm
Yeah.
saying the running backs only touched the
Right. Yeah.
ball 10 times.
Yeah. Hunt
And
and
Pacheco,
Pacheco. Yeah.
yeah. And Pacheco led the running backs with 25 yards rushing on Friday.
You know,
So it's tough to really say that they were good at run blocking when I mean you didn't even have 100 yards rushing as a team
yeah.
on Friday. So it's tough to say that. But and Mahomes was the leading rusher for the team.
Right. See,
You
and look, man, I just think that, um, again, it's week 2. It's sort of kind of a semi tune-up game. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking you much more serious.
Wow.
Yeah, I am, because it's week 2. Only because it's week 2. We don't know what team we got until after week 4, week 5, around that time frame. So week 2, like, put like this to make you feel better. I think we could steal one. How's that? Okay.
There you go.
Does that make you
You
feel
might
better?
you could
I think we
steal
could
one.
still. I think we could
Steal it.
steal one. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
I don't
still
know.
saying
I don't know.
38-20.
Like, we stole the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That- I'm just saying. Because, again, that was it was supposed to be a preconceived notion that y'all was gonna win that game, and we stole it from y'all. And so, in my mind, I'm just like, well, I mean, it's not
So
like we ain't never
so
did this before.
so when the Chiefs win this weekend, are y'all gonna be calling for Sirianni's head again?
Well, you know how we are. Of course we will. You know what I'm saying? Of course we will. This is why I try to explain to people, like, and everyone knows you got to have a really thick skin to play in Philadelphia. No other fan base is going to say anything worse to our players that our own fan base don't say. You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah,
because that's what we're known for. I mean, like, people talk about what Jalen Carter has said to Versa from the Rams right before we played them in the playoffs. Remember, he was like, "Yo,
yeah.
like, you want to bet that game check? Blah 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 blah." You talking all that shit. Versa was like, "Nah, homie, I keep it for when I go to the Super Bowl." Blah 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 blah. Okay, well, you know, it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And they came the closest to beating us in the playoffs.
Right.
But the thing about it is that, you know, once again, we got some new toys that we're going to be debuting. You know what I'm saying? Not well, we got a new toy, but you look at our linebacker core, Zach Bond and the youngin, Jihad Campbell. You know, Jihad Campbell is going to give Travis Kelsey. He's Jihad Campbell is going to be the reason why it's going to confirm it for Travis Kelsey that he should retire this year.
Wow.
Yeah, Jihad
Like that?
Campbell's going to be up. Jihad Campbell's going to be between him and Zach Bond. They're going to convince Travis Kelsey that this is his last year. Watch that because these dudes are athletic as hell. We got the best linebacking core in the league this year. And so I'm just again, Reggie, I'm trying, but I just after what I saw last weekend, our stuff is coachable, it's fixable, you know what I'm saying? You guys, you're going against a monster, and you can't be, shorthanded. Y'all gonna have to be crisp, and you're gonna need more than just, like this mini buy that we both been on. It won't have done you. It won't do you no favors.
Yeah. So, wow, you said a lot in there. I
Uh,
mean, you,
Told you
you
I've been waiting on this one.
understand.
Told you I've been waiting on this one.
You understand. 3 out of 5 Super Bowls the Chiefs won. You get that,
I do. I do.
right? You get that. This is a championship DNA that runs through the organization.
Yeah, like it
And
did
Patrick
last February.
Mahomes,
Same championship DNA was running through that organization last February, and you're not even in mid-season form.
this is the preseason for us.
Same thing with us. Yeah, that's why I called it a
This is
tune-up game.
preseason. This
I
don't
said
mean
this
it
is
doesn't mean anything until we get to the playoffs. This is the preseason.
same thing.
We
Hey,
know we're
it's
gonna be
it's literally the same thing. It's literally the
we'll
same
be
thing.
in the top 2 seeds, hosting a home game, hosting the Arrowhead Invitational for the AFC Championship game again, because it'll probably be like Baltimore will be the top seed, something crazy like
Mm-hmm.
that, and they'll get upset beforehand, and the Chiefs will still end up hosting the AFC Championship game,
Well,
and we'll be
speaking of
sitting right back
Baltimore,
there. And when we sitting there in the Super Bowl, looking at y'all on the other sideline, going, "Ooh, I remember."
so did we. So did we. We remembered the last Super Bowl that we were in with you guys. That's what that was. That ass whooping was us exercising those demons. You know what I'm saying? This time,
But do you think that was enough though? That one game, are you now over the hump to where that whole Arrowhead magic and the championship DNA, America's team, all of those things coming up against you?
so do you remember when we beat the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl, that Super Bowl? Okay.
Yeah,
The thing about it was that one of the things I didn't find out until later on in the season was I didn't know it went completely over my head, but I didn't know that the 49er fan base felt as though we stole their Super Bowl. 57 was supposed to be their Super Bowl, okay? And I didn't notice it because I was still stuck on the fact that we actually lost the game. Now, and so I didn't realize until I started getting all the vitriol from us winning, and people were just going off on me, and I was like, wait, hold up. I didn't know, I didn't know Philly had beef with San Fran. Why? And then someone explained it to me, and I was like, oh shit, okay, I get it now. I understood, you know. And my thought process is like, look. San Fran had the Disney story going on because that was Brock Purdy's first year in the league, Mr. Irrelevant. They had his dad in the stands in slow motion, doing all that shit. It was a feel good story. You know, Mr. Irrelevant comes to save the team, and we're gonna ride him all the way into the Super Bowl. The problem was that you marched Mr. that the team that y'all were playing, that they were playing, was threatening to break the record for sacks that year. 70. You know what I'm saying? We had 70. The record is 74. And so whenever you have a defense that is actually threatening to break the NFL sack record, that defense is not playing football. Okay? That's not a defense that actually plays football. That's a defense that's just coming to beat the shit out of people. They just want to fuck somebody up. That was a bunch of goons. We had a bunch of goons on that team. You know what I'm saying? And what you decided to do, or what they decided to do, was to march Mr. Irrelevant in front of a bunch of goons. The fuck did you think was going to happen? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Where they were lucky at was he didn't get injured even worse. Okay. And then to make sure that it wasn't a fluke, they fucked the backup quarterback up. Just to leave no doubt. You understand what I'm saying? Purdy's arm was his wing was broken. His chicken wing was broken. There was really nothing he could do. And so my thought process is that, like, if you are a team that has some sort of a Disney story going along with it, like you guys had when we played y'all last February, because it was, first ever history, 3P, Taylor Swift was in the building, the NFL was able to get those Swifties, all that Swifty money and everything like that, and everything. Okay. The Broad Street Bullies was in town, and they fucked that shit up because nobody gave a damn about. At that point, last February, everybody was sick of seeing Taylor Swift. Every time something happened, they put the camera on her. You know, so how do you combat that? You change the narrative by beating the shit out of the damn out of the quarterback and embarrassing him in front of everybody on primetime TV. And that's exactly what they did. And it's more likely, based off of what I saw last weekend, that's exactly what's going to happen on Sunday at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock your time. You know, listen, I I had to go back and look because I wanted to make sure, and I was like, Jesus, he's right. So remember when you took me to the spot in Kansas City that all the Chiefs fans go to watch the game, and then they show the fans and everything. Chat,
right.
listen, y'all. One of the things I love about Kansas City, particularly when it comes to our type of business, which is cannabis, you know what I'm saying? Can like everywhere is you have to designate a non-smoking area. So Reggie took me to the spot and said, "Yeah, you can smoke right here." And I said, "What?" And I think I lit up right there too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, you
Yeah.
did.
I sat out there. I was like, oh, and I'm looking around and I was like, oh, so when they were showing the reactions and everything like that, this is where it was happening? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, I should have flown in, huh? I should have flown
You
in.
know, no, this is the funny part of the story. I don't know if you remember this. So you lit up. I went to get the car so you didn't have to walk because
Right,
we were at the entertainment district. So
right.
I go to get the car and I see police cars pulling up. And I'm like, what in the world is going on out here with the police car? So you sitting there smoking, and the police come up and arrest some homeless guy that was laying on the street
Well, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah,
while you sitting there smoking, and
smoking a
they
joint.
just
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
right past you to go arrest this
yep,
guy. That's
yep, yep. And I came back. I came back home and said, I want to move to Kansas City. My
yeah,
wife looked at me like, what? I was like, yeah, I want to move to Kansas City. I want to go.
yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. It's
You know,
wild.
I could
Yeah.
do
So
burnt ends on the weekend.
Fox is gonna be in that. That's the Power and Light district. That's our main entertainment district downtown Kansas City.
Uh huh.
Fox is gonna be broadcasting from their pregame on
From
Sunday.
there.
From there, they have stage
Wow.
set up there, and the Fox Sports Regional is sending. Oh, what's the show with Nick Wright? That's on from like 3 to
Oh yeah.
6.
Uh. Him and Broussard and the other
Yeah,
dude. Chris
that's our
Broussard
sport
and
on.
what's the name of that show? I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about. I
yeah,
know
bro.
exactly what you're
They're
talking about.
broadcasting from there Friday. Broussard, Nick Wright, they're gonna be set up with the stage for 3 hours on Friday there. This like I
Reggie, send
say,
it.
I don't think y'all know what you're coming to, man.
Reggie, send the company jet. Come pick me. Send the company jet. Fly me out there. I'm coming.
Yeah, I don't think y'all understand. You coming? That's why I played the Welcome to the Red Kingdom. That's where you coming on Sunday, baby.
It's so not scary. So not scary. It's not. I know you got Chris Jones and all these other people and stuff like that. You had most of them, dressed for game day in February, and I remember Chris Jones was sitting on the side. He was like, "Hey, you learn from these. You learn. You learn. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Hope you did. Hope you did." You know what I'm saying? Coyote said it's the NFL and you open and get paid 30 million. Just catch it. He talking about CD. Oh wait a minute, I missed a whole bunch here. Uh Eagles old did enough to win. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Coyote said that's a very big and bold statement. I know. Uh I agree, Leo. Oh, William Galbraith. What's up, Will? He says I agree, said the same thing to my coworkers about the three-peat. El Yapa says Kelsey ain't winning shit anymore. Coyote says, shout out to Kansas City's Chris Jones. Love my Mississippi State guys. Eagles had Slay and Fletcher Cox. Yep, that's true. El Yapa says Eagles broke the Chiefs. My man Retro is laughing out loud. Nick Wright's a clown. El Yapa said Nick Wright's a clown. He is. He just listen. They're not going to give Jalen Carter his credit or just due or call him elite because these are the same people who vote. A lot of these people vote for MVP, and if they were to start calling Jalen Hurts an MVP, or if they were to vote for him for MVP or start calling him elite, it would also mean that they were wrong about him over these last few years, including Nick Wright.
Oh wow.
You,
So
you, you
so you know why y'all don't like Nick Wright?
Yeah, because of what he was saying about Saquon and you know what I'm saying.
Oh man,
Uh,
you know how he got his gig and became famous.
uh
Nick Wright was a Kansas City sports talk show host.
he was a beat writer.
He was on sports talk radio here in Kansas City.
That's why
He had,
he's like that.
yeah, he's from
Motherfucker.
KC. They
No
hired him
wonder.
from there.
Okay,
He's a former
okay,
KC guy.
okay. Now it all makes sense. That's why he's so Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes.
Yeah,
Mahomes.
exactly.
Oh, now see, now that I know that, Patrick Mahomes gonna get an extra ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Because that now it's just like you know he especially he's gonna have to pay for all of Nick Wright's bitch assness.
Wow.
That's really what
So
it boils down to.
Danny Parkins is also part of that show. Danny's gonna be in town. Danny's also another former Kansas City radio guy. So two of the guys that's gonna be part of that broadcast for FS1 are former Kansas City radio talk show hosts.
Oh wow. And listen, everybody, again, love having everybody here. If you have, I got to keep reminding y'all, hit the tip bar, hit the tip jar. Please hit that like button, subscribe. And if you are in Missouri, if you're in Maryland, if you're in, where else are we?
Ohio.
Ohio, you know, go down to your local retail dispensary and pick up House of Kush. It's the real deal, y'all. It's the real deal. That's another way that you could support me and Reggie and Eugene too as well. But
Yeah.
go ahead, man.
I, I'm gonna break it down for you how it's gonna be 38-20.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh Lord have mercy. Go ahead. Let me hear it. Let me hear this. This would be good.
Pacheco is gonna have two touchdowns, one rushing, one receiving. He's gonna have Hunter. He is going to out Barkley on
Mm.
Sunday. When y'all come up to have to try to stop him, 15 go over the top. Hollywood Brown's go have a tug, and so is Kelsey.
Those are your
So that's
wait,
that
wait,
that's
wait. Hollywood and Kelsey are your passing threats.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you seen the receiving core? Who else?
That's all like.
Juju's not going up over the top. I don't remember the last time Juju outran somebody.
Then that means
He's
we
a
could put a
special.
Dory Jackson on Juju, and we'll put Quintanamo Bay on who's the other guy again? Kelsey and who?
And Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll
So
shut
you
that
gonna
down.
have Hollywood and Kelsey are go. They're gonna get touchdowns. Juju's just he's possession guy. You're not gonna take the top off. And then
Mm.
your fifth touchdown is gonna be Mahomes scrambling for about 25 yards.
Look, I already told you, we got linebackers that can cover tight ends now, right? We've got a shutdown corner in Quinion Mitchell, and we got a secondary like again you got Cooper DeJean, who's our slot DB, and then when you think about that defensive line, I mean, we might end up doing the same thing we did last year, last February, rush four. If that's the case, then we'll have the personnel. I dare Patrick to run on us again. I dare him because he couldn't get away from us last 7 months ago, and it doesn't look like a whole lot's changed in 7 months. I know a whole lot can change, but it doesn't really look like it. You
Yeah,
know,
you go see it. Like I say, Pacheco run for a buck 20.
yeah, he runs very angry. We get that. We get
Yep.
that. But with the way Jordan Davis is playing, with the way, I just don't, CZ said KC right tackle going to commit like 5 penalties. I'm interested to see that too. Yeah. A lot of false starts. It's
Like, uh, I so it was funny that game, the game that the Chiefs lost to Buffalo because Kadarius Toney lined up offsides.
I remember that.
I was at that
Didn't he
game.
check with the referee too? Isn't that the game where he
That's what he
asked the referee
said.
I'm good?
That's what he said. But I mean, we've all seen the replay by now. He was lined up offsides. He
Yeah.
may have he may have looked over. I don't know, but he was lined up offsides.
No, he did, and the referee told him he was good.
Yeah. So I mean, that was one of the greatest plays that I had ever witnessed on that play. Because if you remember, what everybody forgets is on that play, Kelsey gets the ball, turns, laterals it back to Tony, who took it all the way in for a touchdown. Chiefs fans thought we won the game. Game over. Flag,
Uh-huh.
size, back them up, and then they didn't even convert the first down.
Yep. Yep.
I don't think they
Yep.
got any points on that drive.
Yep.
I think they actually ended up getting sacked
That is
again, and they
true.
got knocked out of even field goal range. They
That
didn't
is
score
true.
on that drive at all.
That is
But
true.
it flipped that quickly. It went from everybody was excited. We just won the ball game. We beat the Bills, and you know what? When we got to the playoffs, it did not matter. Chiefs still beat the Bills in the playoffs like they do every year.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs are going to treat this Sunday like it's a playoff game because they don't want to hear the narrative of the Philadelphia Eagles are the defending champ and blah, 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 blah. They ain't trying to hear all that. So they go shut y'all up 38-20, 38-20.
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes go throw for 300 plus. And what did I just name off? 3 touchdowns he's going to throw, and he's
Yep.
going to run.
Run
He's
for a
going to throw
touchdown.
3 and run 1. He's going to be responsible for 4 touchdowns.
And you said Pacheco's going to score.
And Pacheco's
Yep.
scoring 2 of those 4 touchdowns himself because he's going to catch one from Mahomes and he's going to run one in.
So that's 7 touchdowns plus a field goal.
Five,
I'm
five
sorry,
touchdowns and a
5
field goal.
touchdowns and a field
Four.
goal.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hey. I the math is math in there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, like I hear what you're saying, but what you do has to match what you say. And right now, like none of this, you do realize like you're saying a lot of the same things almost the same way when we were going to play all when right before the game in February. Like you was talking this kind of shit,
Oh, yeah. Most
history,
definitely.
all that stuff, and you know, and it's like this is this is why I like same thing with Cowboys fans, and you wonder why we look at you like you're crazy. Like what? Did you hear what you just said? You say it
Here's
again.
the difference. Here's the difference, though. Cowboys ain't won anything in 30 years.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
Kansas City Chiefs have been to the last 3 Super Bowls
Matter of fact, what am I doing? Hold on.
and
Let,
won 2.
let me get the right head.
Oh, snap.
Get the right headdress on. Okay, here we go. I just want to make sure that let me put this on just so if you got okay. The crown.
Yeah,
This is
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
crown looks, you know,
Now, what y'all got wings on your ring for, man?
it never happened before. You know what I'm saying? Never
That's because
happened
you
before.
ain't been there before. Y'all don't know how to act.
Yeah, we had that was our second one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Third
Okay.
our second time there in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like we had to do something nice, and it's a dope ring. The wings pop out and everything like that. Don't nobody care about y'all pieces of junk, 'cause that's all it is, just junk. And we'll don't worry, we'll take care
Yeah.
of that for you. We'll get that one. The next ring will be up to your specifications. Okay, what you would like to see the Eagles Super Bowl rings look like. We might let y'all because y'all gonna be on it. Y'all are in this year's Super Bowl rings. You know what I'm saying? Defeat KC. So defeat KC. We'll let y'all pick out the font for KC on the ring.
Oh, okay. That's
All
that's
right.
mighty generous of you.
Yeah. I had to
Yeah.
come up with something.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
We'll be playing Taylor Swift for you. So when y'all crying on Sunday, we'll tell you to just shake it off.
you
Say
do that.
say
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what this is like, right? Okay. Perfect analogy. You guys, Chiefs Kingdom, Chiefs Nation, whatever, along with the Swifties, you know what I'm saying? And you know who we are? We're Kanye West. And we're gonna snatch the mic and we're gonna tell you who we're real, who the real dynasty is. I truly believe that we are in the beginning stages of witnessing something very special, much in the same way. We saw with Kansas City. This is our time. You know, and I think that we're just gonna, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we ran three off on y'all, on
Here's the
everybody.
other thing. So I like history. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna give you a comparison because the start of the Chiefs dynasty was losing to Tom Brady.
Hmm.
It's Mahomes losing an AFC Championship game to Tom Brady. D Ford jumps off sides or not, depending on who you talk to.
Hmm.
Gives Brady the opportunity to go tie the game up, go to overtime. Tom wins in overtime. They go to the Super Bowl. Chiefs stay home.
Hmm.
The next season, Mahomes comes back, gets that Super Bowl victory against the Niners.
Hmm.
Here's the difference between that Mahomes scenario and the Jalen Hurts scenario. Um, Mahomes never got over that Tom Brady loss. They played him again in the Super Bowl when he was with the Buccaneers, and we all know how that ended. He never fully exercised the demons of Tom Brady on the football field,
Hmm.
going head to head.
Hmm.
So what did y'all do in this last Super Bowl but put Tom Brady up in the booth to do some sort of voodoo hex or whatever on the Chiefs? So Brady's there and now Mahomes has got it. He's playing against Hurts and Brady.
Hmm. All right,
Y'all
so
can't do that. Y'all can't do that every game. You can't do it
well,
every game. You can't distract them every game. You can't put the president up in the suite to fight with Taylor so that Travis is worried about his girlfriend
mhm,
getting yelled at.
we can't distract them.
You can't distract like that. Not this week. Not this week.
Do you think that's what we're reliant upon? The
That's what
distractions?
you did in the Super Bowl.
Well, no,
Yeah.
the Super Bowl was just. I think the game was just a little too big for your offensive line. You
Oh.
know, I
Oh.
think I think that game was just a little too big for that offensive line. No way Patrick Mahomes should have been running around like he was in that game and got his ass whooped for doing that.
That offensive line struggled all season and won 15 games in the regular season.
Hmm. But you didn't win the last game of the season, and
True.
that's the one that matters the most. Again,
True.
I'm an Eagles fan, so we have the luxury of being like, let's keep the main thing the main thing. I just don't think that when it comes to a formidable opponent, I don't look at you guys as a formidable opponent at in week two. I just don't. Like not against
The,
this.
the Chiefs are still the team to beat until proven otherwise.
No, you're not. We are. See, and I just proved it. Here it is. See, the Chiefs are the team to beat unless proven otherwise. Here's your proof. Look at
Oh,
yours. Look at your Roman numerals and look at my Roman numerals. Okay, we are
we,
not the same. We are breathing two very different sets of air.
we loaned you the trophy for 1 year.
Oh, oh, oh! Is that what it is? She here for as a loan?
Yeah, yeah. We'll be back. That's this 1 year. You get to enjoy it. You get to take a victory lap,
Mm-hmm.
sing kumbaya, and then bring it back home.
Back to get and if you think about it, AJ said at the end of the season, like, I really thought winning the Super Bowl was going to give me some sort of a particular type of feeling. I don't feel it. He said, but then I realized it was all about the journey to get to the Super Bowl is where he got the feeling. You know what I'm saying? Which is
Yeah,
why I like how Sirianni with the whole uh contribution over credit. Like, okay, my man, I could dig it. And so that's why I say the things the way I say it, because I really do think that, so happy that I've been wrong about Nick Sirianni because I was mad, and the only reason I got mad is because he started talking shit to the fans, and I'm like, bruh, no, don't do that, dude. You do that, they're just going to be even more relentless. And I wanted to say this because Versa, I referenced Versa earlier, and I was saying that Versa from the Rams, like he caught hell not only from people in the stands and while he was on the field, but he also caught hell. Um, he also caught hell when the team was leaving the hotel room in Philly because Eagles
Yeah.
fans saw them coming out of the hotel and they started giving Versa. Listen, Reggie, Eagles fans went off so bad on Versa that it made him laugh. He couldn't help it. He couldn't do nothing but laugh, and because it was the shit talking was so real, and I think that that's the same. That's going to be the same case here, in particular when it comes to playing against you guys and the again week it being week 2. You know what I'm saying? That's the other part too.
Yeah. Well, you ain't seen Arrowhead the way you go see Arrowhead on Sunday.
Oh really? Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, 3 o'clock game.
Yep.
People go be out in the parking lot.
Yep.
Probably, I want to say they're opening the gates at like 10 is what they're saying. I'm
So
sure they'll be open by 8.
I was gonna say in Philly it's 8 o'clock
Yeah,
because
I'm sure
people
it'll
got
be open by 8.
yeah, people got set up, get their cornholes, their
Yeah.
grills, set up the DJ booths and all that stuff and or whatever. So let me just make sure I'm clear on something. You're telling me that the idea of tailgating actually started in Kansas City.
No, I actually started it in college. It came into the NFL through Kansas City. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Thank you,
Thanks
Lamar.
to, yeah. It was Lamar and Carl Peterson is who came up with that idea.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate it. Well, look, man. I've had you on. We've been doing this for an hour and 40 minutes, man. So let's
It's
see.
good.
Regardless of the outcome, you know what I'm saying, I will present myself here on the bird section. My question for you is when you lose, you're going to come back, talk to me some more, tap in with the
I'm gonna,
chat.
hey, we lose. I ain't talking for an hour and a half, but I'll come
Bruh,
back.
bruh. You do realize everybody's going to come here for their pound of flesh, right?
Yeah,
38-20. You know what I'm saying?
38-20.
Remember that, everybody. Reggie said 38-20. So, okay, we'll
38-20.
see. All right.
Isaiah Pacheco, 2 touchdowns, 120. Man, I gotta go eat me some barbecue. I got it waiting on me
I'm
upstairs.
jealous, man.
It's a early celebration dinner.
Yeah.
Got a different one every night this week.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. See, not good, man. But that's okay, though, man. Reggie, man, I love you, man. Thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate this, bro.
Yes,
For
sir.
real.
This good
All right.
stuff. I'll be back next week to talk my thing.
All right, everybody. Y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that. We got Reggie said he coming back next week, regardless of what happens. Out my advice to him is just go. Why don't you get a blow up screen and make sure that the players can see the kingdom too. Help them get motivated. You
There
know
you
what I'm
go.
saying.
Okay.
They'll come out extra mad and emotional, sort of kind of like how the Cowboys did because they lost Micah and Jerry was talking shit and all this other stuff, and we were the first ones, just like just like just like with Michael, we're the first one of the first that y'all gonna get to put hands on. And for some odd
Yep.
reason, I think you think that that's gonna make it so that y'all win. Boy, bye.
All right. We'll bring y'all to the kingdom.
Ah! Hey man, I love you, bro. I'll hit you back.
All right. Well,
All right. Hey
we
everybody, listen. There you have it. My man Reggie, what I'm saying? He, came and blessed us with his presence and talked about, how they're talking about us in Kansas City and, like what we're doing. Let me give you guys a quick recap on the day's happenings. We signed Tank Bigsby today. We also signed Zadarius Smith um from the Cleveland Browns. Oh no, he was with Detroit. He was with Detroit last year. And so, well, he was with Cleveland and Detroit. And so, y'all know how he's always cooking and trying to make things happen. Jalen Carter's not being, Jalen Carter's only going to miss a game. They're taking a game check and they're suspending him a game, and they're saying that the game from last Thursday, since he got ejected before the first snap on defense was made, that will serve as his 1 game suspension. So he is a full go for Sunday at 4 o'clock Eastern time, 3 o'clock Midwest. And so, like, hey, like, let's run it back, let's see what happens. I do think that, Patrick Mahomes, and there's some serious chinks in their armor for right now. They haven't worked it all out, but I do think that, they're a glutton for an ass whooping again. And I think they know it too. Just like how the Cowboys are. The difference between the Cowboys fans and the Chiefs fan base is the Chiefs actually, first of all, credit to them, because they should feel like it's going to be a win for them. They've earned that. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. But at the same time, Reggie's a realist, and he understands. Look, it is what it is. Like, where a monster's coming to Kansas City. Period. That's what's happening. All right. So, we'll see. I'm actually okay. I like the Tank Bigsby signing, because again, it fortifies our running back room. It gives us some more depth, at the running back position. I think the plan this year is to run it down everyone's throat, and we're going to just pound people over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Over, like my man Marshawn Lynch, Beast Mode, said, we're going to do it over and 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 over again. That is how we're gonna just run the ball down their throats. Okay, there's no stopping it. I know, like, I applaud Reggie for his credible shit talking. Okay, he has some very credible shit talking as a Kansas City Chiefs fan. It's just that I think he quickly realized that it wasn't going to work here. It's very difficult to talk shit when you got your ass whooped. You got your ass kicked in front of everybody, not even 7 months ago, by the same team. Okay, so we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. I don't. I just think, what we couldn't do to Dallas, we're going to do to Kansas City. You know, and we'll have cleaned things up. Remember, guys, we're coming off of a mini bye. When we play the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday, we'll be coming off a 10-day mini bye. Same thing with them. They played the following day, so they've been having the opportunity to get in the training room, to get treatment, to have the individual position meetings and drills, and then they practice and practice some more. So I think that, all things being, the same, it's just, all things being said, I just, like, it's it's another ass whooping on deck. Okay, so look, y'all, thanks for hanging out with me for this long. Didn't really expect to go this long, but I'm glad we did. You know what I'm saying? Rock Addy, yes, we already proved it. We sure did. So with that being said, again, y'all, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Y'all know what I'm trying to do. Y'all know I'm trying to get these subs up. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the bird section. Again, everybody, is welcome here at the bird section. So with that, I'm going to shut this down, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be able to give more commentary and everything like that this week, as things kind of slow up for me business wise. All right. So look, I'll see y'all later on the bird section. Oh! Peace.